Hello, class of 2023. My name is LaShonda Haddock, or Miss Haddock, and I am the MYP coordinator here at Millbrook High School. And I wanted to make this video to not only introduce myself, but to introduce you to the culminating event of your MYP high school career, the personal project. A lot of kids, when they hear that word personal project, they think, oh my God, I have something else to do, something that is going to be boring, something that I really don't want to do. But let's take those thoughts out of our minds right now, because the personal project is something that you get to choose to do. For instance, I really, really, really love food and history. I love history. So for a personal project, I could look up different dishes from maybe my ancestors in Africa on the West Coast and come up with a cookbook that could be used, that I could complete and then create one of the dishes and present it to someone. That's the personal project. So your personal project can be anything you want. And you can be as creative as you want to be. You can learn a new skill. You can hone one of the skills that you already have. You can research things that you thought about a lot when you were younger or even now, and produce some music. You can do anything you want. So that's the beauty of the personal project. So hopefully our nerves are a little better now. Personal project is something that you really want to do. So the next thing I want to do is to show you some resources that we have for you online, so that you can look into this further. You can show your parents, and you can make sure that you are going to be as successful as you can be as you are doing the personal project. Okay, so first thing I want to show you guys, I know I have that presenting, but I actually want to show you another tab. Actually, it's this one. All right, so where can you find resources that can help you be successful on the personal project? First place you need to go is to our school website. Then you go to the magnet tab and you see the MYP at Millbrook High School. Again, the MYP is the IB program that you are all in, 9th and 10th graders, and the personal project is the culminating activity of the MYP. So you'd click on that. And when you click on that, it will send you to this page. This is our MYP page at our school, and it has everything MYP on it. It gives you detailed explanations of the principles of the IB middle years program, and tells you what those parts of the IB curriculum are. You also have, any of you, as you guys are completing your community service, you have some community service information here. And then what we're going to be looking at today is our MYP personal project information. So what is the personal project? As I've already told you, it is that culminating event of your MYP years here. And it literally gives you the opportunity to showcase all the things that you have learned. If you were in a middle school with an IB program that you have learned from, or elementary school, elementary, middle, high school, if you're just been in an IB program in 9th and 10th grade, it's still going to show us what you've learned, what skills you've gained, and like research skills, communication skills, and how much you've grown. And the personal project has a few components. You will have like a process journal. It literally is just you reflecting on what you are doing in order to complete the project. It can be a video, it can be a diary, it can be anything you want it to be, but you just have to make sure that you are documenting the steps, the timeline that you are going through in order to finish the personal project. Then you have a paper, the product, fun things. We've had hovercrafts, we've had cookbooks like I was talking about earlier. We've had people make drones. So the product is tangible. It's something that we can touch, that we can feel. And it's not a slideshow. Just make sure you know that. So it is the product of the outcome. and then your presentation. You are going to record yourself, just like I'm doing now, demonstrating what you have created to your teachers. And you are going to have the opportunity to show us, if you had a product, the process going through to get to the end point of that product, and then show us like if it's something that like flies or something that goes, you're going to press play and just let us see it. If you are successful in completing the personal project and the the community service, those are the components in order for you to get an MYP certificate. So what do you need to be successful? Okay, we're on this website. What are some of the tools that you can find on this website? This is your personal project student workbook. Your teachers would have shared these with you in class. Again, it tells you a lot of the stuff that I've already talked about on the website here. You're going to click on the digital workbook. And I'm not going to go through all of this because your teachers will be going through this with you. I just really want to show you that it is on this website too, just in case you ever can't find it. And it just literally goes through everything I've talked about, what is expected of you, the timeline that is expected of you, your deadlines, and everything that you need, reflection questions, everything that you're going to need to be successful in this project is in this workbook that your English teachers have created. Thank you, English teachers. All right. So going back to make sure I know I'm not presenting anymore. Let's get that back up here. Going back to the Weebly site, right? So we have our workbook. We know where that is. You have to show the use of ATL skills or approaches to learning skills when you're doing your project. And on the website, I have a link here that gives you the type of skills, so research skills, and then it gives you examples on how you can do those. And the last thing I really want to talk about is supervisors. And so we're going to go ahead and switch over to this little PowerPoint slideshow here, and it is also located on the website. On this PowerPoint, you have my email address if you are confused about something or you have a question or you just want to share some ideas with me. My email address is there, lhaddock@wcpss.net. All right, so again, you did have an option this year, and I really, really hope that your option is option one and you pick to do the entire personal project, because again, it is really fun. And once you start doing it, it is actually not work, is something that you will enjoy. So again, this is the culminating event in your MYP years. And we want to look at all of the skills and make sure that you have and see how you have grown in our program. ATL skills, these are just what we are going to be looking for when we are grading your project, that you show research skills, social skills, thinking, communication, and self-management. And then these are some clusters of telling you like a self-management means that you can organize, that you can reflect, etc. Same thing here with the ATLs. It tells you what how you could do these objectives. You also need to make sure when you are choosing a project, like what you want to do, you have to think about the global context. So for instance, when we're looking at my example that I gave earlier, if I want to do a cookbook, which one of these global contexts do you guys think it would be under? Give you a few seconds so you can look at them, and then you can tell your teacher. That's right. Global personal and cultural expression. That would be what my cookbook, if I'm creating a cookbook from Africa and my ancestors, it would be personal and cultural expression. Anything you want to. Again, as long as you show the use of ATL skills and tell us a little bit about what global context your work is in. So the role of a student. So these are if you decide that you want to be paired with a supervisor. So as a student, you should contact your supervisor and say, hey, if I'm your supervisor, hey, Ms. Haddock, when is a good time for you to meet? And we would just email back and forth, and we'd pick a time. And then in the time, in that window that we would meet, you would either email me, we can have an email conversation, or you can say, I really want to do a Google Meet with you. I'll set that up, and then we talk for like 10 minutes. It's usually about 10 minutes that you talk to your supervisor. They will ask you some questions to make sure that you are on the right track for this project, for your success. And you will meet them 2 times. Your first meeting will be with your English teacher, excuse me. And in that meeting, you are going to decide a few things, and we'll go over that in a second. If you do decide to have a staff supervisor, the first thing you need to do when you are emailing them is to make sure that you share your digital workbook with them so that they can see what you are doing and what you need to complete. So if you opt for a supervisor, this slide here is very, very important. And this question is actually at the end of a document that your English teacher, well, not question, this example, my spiel here is at the end of a Google form that your teachers will be giving you when you decide if you want to do option 1 or option 2. You're also going to decide if you want to opt in for a supervisor. If you do not opt in for a supervisor, your English teacher will serve as your supervisor for the MYP personal project this year. If you do opt for a supervisor, you would have someone like me who I'd contact you and say, hey, Jamie, my name is Ms. Haddock. I am your supervisor. I really would like to meet you on this day. You email back, that's great, Haddock. That's fine. Let's do it. And then we just meet and we talk about your ideas and where you are at this time. But you must remember, if you do not opt for additional supervisor, as I've said, your English teacher will be your supervisor, and they will be who you need to ask for things if you need some more understanding. If you do opt in for someone that is not your teacher, that's the supervisor, you only have to meet with that person 2 times, and you're going to meet with them between March to the beginning of March to the end of April. The role of the supervisor, they contact you to just introduce yourself. They will support you in reaching your goals. They'll look at your work and tell you if they see evidence of ATL skills. They will make sure that your global contacts actually connects to your project. They'll make sure that some people, like sometimes I have lofty goals and I need help reaching those goals. And when I can bounce ideas off of someone else, just having someone to bounce those ideas off, make sure that I can reach the goals that I have for myself. And so your supervisor, that's the role that they play, and it's a very important role. You would also complete a project verification form when you are, after you talk to your supervisor, and again, it's 2 times. And when you are completing this form, then you literally are saying, hey, the work that I've done so far is my work. I did not plagiarize it. I do have sources to back up the work that the work of someone else, if it's in my project or in my paper. Again, same form I just showed you. Your supervisor will fill that out. Your supervisor will also fill out do that real quick like this. It's a paper form. It's a Google Doc. anytime you guys reach out to each other, even if it's just like an email and they just checking in on you. Hey, I'm just checking. Jamie was my person. Hey, Jamie, I haven't heard from you. It's April the 10th, and we're supposed to set up a meeting before the 30th. I haven't heard from you. Hey, what's up? Are you okay? Or how are you? Your person would record that they contacted you that way as well, and they would do it on that form that I just showed you up there. These are the meeting dates. So again, as I said, your first meeting date will be with your English teacher, and that will occur between February 5th and February 26th. That is the meeting where they might send you a Google form, and you will opt in whether or not you want to do option one or option two. That's a part of this meeting of supervising. Then you will turn in your initial topic in, and they will tell you if they think that topic is a good idea, and they will approve it or say no. You need to think about this again. Then you will submit your project proposal, and you will submit your timeline. So all of those things are going to count, and then your teacher will be talking to you and giving you feedback on those things. All of those will count as your first supervisor meeting, all those things put together. Your second meeting will occur if you opt for a supervisor, it will occur with someone else from March the 1st to the 26th, and then the third one, April 5th to the 30th. If you decide that you want your English teacher to be your supervisor, then they will work those meetings in with you. I will say, if you do decide to have a supervisor, which I would decide to have a supervisor, I'm just going to tell you that it's just me, I would. That's just another person who is saying, hey, did you do that? You should look at that. You should look at that. You should look at that. So it's just another person to make sure that you are successful. And it's something that as you are making this decision, talk to your parents, talk to your guardian about what they think. Here are some of the resources in this PowerPoint that just it literally takes you back to the Weebly page that I just showed you. On that page, if you keep scrolling down, you will see YouTube videos of past projects and testimonials from students about like how they learned and how they grew. You will see the ATL skills worksheet, a uses permission worksheet, like so that you can make sure that if you're creating a video with someone and you might need this permission form in order for us to show it to someone else. And then a project and research checklist. It literally just helps you say, did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? It's a great little tool there. And then you will, did it again. And then you will also see on that Weebly page, let me see here. I can't see. There it is. You will see something called the suggested agendas for a personal project meeting. So I literally have gone through each part of your journey of where you should be on certain dates. And I have written down, I've typed here, what are some of the things that you and your supervisor should be talking about in those meeting dates. So you have your English teacher, you're going to be talking about this suggested agenda is your journey. So look at this when you're like, this process, I call it a process journal. Your English teachers won't call it that. But this timeline, how am I going with completing everything that I need to complete in order to have a successful product? So this literally is the steps of what should be done at what time. Next steps. So now that you know a little bit more about the personal project, I'm sorry if I went too long. It's just fun stuff. So right now you've heard me just talk a little bit briefly about it. Your English teachers, as I said, will talk to you a little bit more in depth, but you need to decide like what you want to do. I like music. I like food. I like cooking. I like exercise. Decide what you want to do and what interests you. And if you decide that you want a supervisor, once you get your supervisor information, contact them and introduce yourself to them, and go ahead and just literally start figuring out on your calendar when you want to meet with them. Begin your research, start writing your reflections, your journal, and if you need help, I am here to answer any questions. Your teachers are there and your supervisors. All right, I think that's going to be it for me. Again, my name is Miss Haddock. My email address is lhaddock@wcpss.net. And good luck on your personal project journey and have fun. All right, friends. Bye.